NCAA basketball totals for Monday, January 16th. We're continuing with our NCAA hoops segment where we look at totals set by odds makers and we try to beat that line, either going over or under the total. Pretty good winning record so far this year. Check the comments. That's being updated daily, so we have a running record as well. We got our NBA segment out there. We're doing that one live on our Facebook page, and that goes off about 4 o'clock Eastern, so be on the lookout for that. That's been going okay as well. So, be sure to tune in. Also, be sure to share sbrpicks.com, Sportsbook review, blacklist, sign-up bonuses. It's all there for you. So go ahead and check out Sportsbook review. All right, we got 3 totals on today. Some really good games. We're going to head to the Big East first. We got Butler versus Marquette. Right now, odds makers have it 153.5, and I'm going over this total. Seems like a big total, but one of the trends we've been looking at recently is how odds makers have been setting lines. And since 2012, when these two have matched up, since that time, we've never seen a total this high. Last season, we had a 152.5 set by odds makers, in which they went over. I think this is going to be a really up and down affair with Marquette goes really fast under Wojnarowski, and when we start to break down their stats even more, both these teams can score and both of them push tempo. Butler, this isn't Brad Stevens' Butler team. They're a completely different dynamic. They led the Big East in scoring last year, in scoring offense. So, really good scoring team in Butler, and they do play some good defense as well. So it just depends on the matchup. But here with an up-tempo team like Marquette, I think they're going to get up and down. So right now we got Marquette averaging almost 84 points per game. They're 15th in the nation in scoring. Butler, not bad at all, 77.2 points per game, and both these teams can shoot. Marquette shooting 49% for the floor. They rank 17th. They're fifth in shooting efficiency. That's a really good Marquette team. This is the best team they've had in quite some time with a lot of returners. Butler as well, you're talking about a team that shoots over 48%. They're 25th in the country in shooting efficiency. The tempo should be there. Both of them get up and down. Defensively, Butler's a little bit better than Marquette across the board, but they're not statistically really locked down teams. They're going to allow some tempo, and I look for this game to really get up and down. So I'm going to back over that 153.5 with Marquette and Butler. Next one up, we got really good matchup here too. Villanova, we're staying in the Big East. Villanova and Seton Hall. Oddsmakers have at 143, and kind of similar type of trend here. We're going over. We look at Seton Hall and Villanova, that 143, it actually looks low, but we haven't seen a total this high from oddsmakers since 2010 with Villanova and Seton Hall. And that was 166.5, in which they went under, 81 to 71. But they're unders. Let's look at what oddsmakers have set for these teams, because they're two good defensive teams, and they're well coached. 139.5, 139.5, 140.5, 135, 137, and they've gone under, over, under. They went over a few times, but we haven't seen a total this high, that 143 again, since 2010. So I'm going over, because again, like that Butler Marquette game, these teams can score. We look at them statistically. I like for them to get up and down. Seton Hall right now, they're averaging 76.6 points per game. You got Villanova, 78.8. Defensively, they're both pretty solid, with Villanova being really good, allowing just 62.6 points per game. Now, 62.6 points per game. But that gives me a little bit of pause, and that gives me, a little bit of pause, because it's at Villanova. But Seton Hall, they're going to push some tempo, and they're going to be able to score. Right now, Seton Hall is averaging almost 60 attempts per game. Villanova, they'll get up and down. They've been really good statistically, defensively. So that 143 seems a little bit high, but Seton Hall, they seem to always battle Villanova pretty tough, and they shoot 47% from the floor. Villanova, they shoot over 50% from the floor and rank 7th in the country in that category. But when these two teams get together, we got some pretty good battles here. 69 to 67, Seton Hall won last year in the Big East tournament. And then you got 72-71, Villanova won, 72-63. And Villanova blew them out before that. Then before that, Seton Hall won, 66-61. So, this should be a pretty good battle. I think it's going to get up and down. I'm going to go ahead and back over that total, 143. All right, last one up. We're heading to the horizon now with Cleveland State and Oakland. Oddsmakers have it at 138.5. And I'm going under. Now, please this has to be noted. With Oakland this year, I think I've missed every one of my calls with Oakland. I've gone under, I've gone over, and I've missed like every single one. At least I believe so. I'd have to go back and check. Maybe I hit one of them, but I've had them about 5 times this year. I have not been very successful. Now that 138.5, that is the second lowest total we've seen since 2014, since Oakland joined the Horizon. They came over from the Summit League. And the next one was a 135 in 2015, in which they went under. But Oakland is a surprisingly good defensive team, despite the fact they like to get up and down. And Cleveland State does not go very fast, and they're not that good. Surprisingly, Oakland lost to Detroit just the other day. That was really surprising. But let's go ahead. Let's break down some stats here. Why I like that 130 under that 138.5. You got a Cleveland State team. They only average 65.6 points per game. On the other end, they're allowing 73.5 points per game. That's not good against an Oakland team that's pretty efficient. Oakland, however, they're allowing 68.9 points per game, pretty decent. And surprisingly, statistically, they're really solid. And the reason I say that, because they've always been a really up-tempo team, but statistically, opponents are shooting just 39% against them. That ranks 20th in the country. 42.6% on two-point shots. That ranks 17th. You know, Oakland should really come out and want to put the clamps on a Cleveland State team after losing to Detroit. At home, no less. Cleveland State, not a really good shooting team, shooting just 41% from the floor. Defensively, their statistics are not that great, but they do allow just 55 attempts per game. They go at a pretty slow pace, and they get up just 57. So that 138.5, I think that's a bit too much for this game, and I think oddsmakers have it set kind of low for a reason. So I'm going to go ahead and back under the total here with Cleveland State and Oakland. All right, quick recap. We got Marquette and Butler over the 153.5. Villanova, Seton Hall over the 143. Cleveland State and Oakland under the 138.5. And three really good matchups. Those are our NCAA picks, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.